guys, and I'm back again with another video, but on a different note. I want to tell y'all to stop paying charge-off and collections accounts. Coming from someone who has been doing credit repair for over 6 years, I fixed my own credit 6 years ago. I've been doing it as a business for 3 years now. I look at people's credit reports all the time. I've had hundreds of clients buy new homes, be first-time home buyers, buy new cars, and my credit score is well in the high 700s. So coming from someone with extreme experience, stop paying charge-off and collections accounts. So I know most of the time people think that just because an account is on your credit report, the only way to really remove it is to pay it off. But in all actuality, that's really the worst thing that you can do. And the reason being is if you just pay a collection and they have not actually confirmed in writing that they're going to completely remove the account and not just update it as paid, all the account is going to do is sit on your credit report. It's not going to actually boost your scores or drop them. And I've noticed this several times. I've seen people that have come into large lump sums of money and they decide to pay everything off their credit report, and then they wonder why, hey, my scores barely move, I'm not even in the 600s. And that's because paying a collection account that's not actually removed, it doesn't help. It just sits there as a paid account that was paid after it went into collections. So whenever you're trying to apply for something new, they see that you had something going to collections and then you paid it after the fact, which is a red flag, on top of the fact that you probably won't have the credit scores that you need to get basic approvals for credit cards, home loans, car loans, whatever the case may be. And the reason being is each credit bureau is supposed to abide by one simple law. And to just simply break it down for you, in the Fair Credit Report Act, the law states that any account on your credit report is supposed to report accurately. So what does accurately really mean? A lot of people think that it's accurate because it was your account and you opened it and you owe them the money and let it close. But that's not the case. By law, each account is supposed to report the exact same information across all 3 credit bureaus. So for example, the date open is supposed to be the exact same across TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. So TransUnion can't say that your date open was December the 5th and then Experian and Equifax are saying December the 1st, because that's an inaccuracy. Either the account was open on the 5th or it was open on the 1st. It can't be open on both. Even with repossessions, you'll notice that the highest balance will be the amount that you owe before the car was repossessed. But what most people don't realize is when your car is repossessed, it is actually sold at auction. So if your car is repossessed and you owe them $20,000, but it's sold at auction for $10,000, you actually only owe the remaining $10,000 balance, and they'll send you a letter in the mail letting you know, hey, this car was sold at auction and the sale amount was X amount of dollars. So a lot of times the amount owed will be wrong on a repossession because they sold the car and they're still reporting the $20,000 balance and not the $10,000. There's so many little things that can be caught on the way the account is being reported, because each credit report, the account has 27 points. The date opened, the date closed, the date of last activity, the highest balance, the term length. There are literally 27 different points that all have to report the exact same information across all 3 credit bureaus. So if that information does not match for any reason, all you literally have to do is point out what's wrong, say, hey, the amount being reported is incorrect, I only owe X amount of dollars, or the amount reported is incorrect, please remove from my credit report. The date open is incorrect, please remove from my credit report. You can literally dispute anything on your credit report and just simply say, this is what's wrong and this is what I want to happen. So instead of trying to pay off accounts that you actually don't even owe anymore, take the time out and actually dispute accounts that are on your credit report. So I know you probably want to know, well, why don't I owe the money anymore? So the way that it works is a charge-off account is something that you did a signed contract with. So that goes for auto loans, credit cards, home loans, cons accounts, different things like that. So anything that's considered a charge-off, what happens is the company writes off the amount that you owe them on their taxes, and that makes it charged off. So if you owe a company $7,000 on a credit card, whenever they charge that debt off, you no longer owe them because they're made some money off of it by writing it off on their taxes. Then they take it a step further and they actually sell it to a collection company to make an additional small amount of funds off of that. So, hey, Sally at collection company, I'm going to sell you this $7,000 debt. I just want you to pay me $2,000 and you can collect the rest of the money for it. So now that they sold it to a collection company, they've actually made money off that one account that you've owed them twice already. So by the time the account has charged off or gone to a collection company, you don't actually owe them anymore. It's really the collection company that you're paying, and you can dispute with them as well and say, hey, I don't owe you this debt. You're not the original creditor and you're not the original company that I had the signed contract with to begin with. And since you say that you are, please show me the signed contract showing that you have the contract that I have this debt with you and you only. That is another way that you can easily dispute stuff directly with the collection company, because 9 times out of 10 the information has been moved around so much they don't even have the original contracts that you signed to begin with. So there's so many ways that you can get around removing an account on your credit report that was actually yours, that you actually had closed out because you didn't pay them the money. And the greatest thing about disputing is it's off your credit report for good. You don't have to worry about it popping up every time you're trying to go get financing. You have to sit at a car lot for 4 hours and try to figure out what company is actually going to finance you for a car because your credit is bad, or you paid everything off on your credit report and now they don't want to give you a new car because of the old repo that you have for another car. When all you have to do is actually dispute the accounts on your credit report, remove the repossession, and now it looks like you have squeaky clean credit and you're ready to be financed. The only downside that I would say to repairing your credit is if you previously had a repo with Santander, you can't go back to Santander and try to get another auto loan. But considering the fact that there are hundreds of other car companies, credit card companies, home loan companies, it doesn't even matter that you can't go back to one specifically, because all you do is find a new lender, get a new approval, and now you move on with your life with great credit. And now that you know how to handle it, you don't have to worry about these charge-off situations again. So before you ever decide to pay a collection or a charge-off, please sit down, look at the background of the account. Is it reporting correctly across all 3 credit bureaus? If they say that it is it actually, do they have a real signed contract showing that you actually signed off on this account and owe this debt? And last but not least, can they show real proof of it? So think more into disputing. Give yourself a few 4 to 6 months to actually remove something off of your credit instead of paying all this money that you really don't even owe them anymore. So it's Rose with Rose Credit Repair. I hope this helped you guys realize and know that stop playing those collections. And if you're interested in repairing your own credit, I have my do-it-yourself ebook where I give you the letters, the dispute reasons, and all the templates so that you can repair your own credit and you don't have to worry about going through the process of being denied for anything anymore. If you want to learn how to remove inquiries in 72 hours, that's also going to be in the description. Have a great one. Thank you again for hanging with me here at Rose Credit Repair. And don't forget, like, subscribe, comment below if you have any credit questions. I'm going to be answering them myself in the comments. So you know what to do. Until next time.